Hello YouTube, this is G3 and this is going to be my Superman guide for Multiversus. So, just some backstory on me here. I'm a high-ranked Superman player. I'm currently the rank 1 Superman player in teams, currently rank 2 in 1v1s. I have played over 1,200 matches. And this video is going to be a short little tutorial going over everything that Superman is good at, some hidden tech that I've found regarding dodge cancels, and just a general overview of how I would recommend that you learn the character. And I hope you'll enjoy the content, and without further ado, enjoy! So, we're gonna go over moves, or the move by move basis for Superman. So we start out with jab. This is a armored dash punch. That is a extremely good follow-up off of forward air if you dodge cancel into it. We have the forward tilt. That can lead into the rapid jab, and the rapid jab also has a follow-up if you press the button again. I think that the rapid jab itself is not very great. I usually don't want to go into it. You can go into it if you want to try to dodge read after you finish the rapid jab. So I would do this, and then instead of doing the follow-up, I'll try to catch their dodge if they dodge after it, or just try to hit confirm with upper. But forward tilt 1, this move is really strong. You catch someone in the air, usually after a combo from a down air. Let's see, Arya is a bit weird. You can usually hit confirm into double down tilts by just doing forward tilt into down tilt. But the moment you see attack decay, this is not true anymore. So if I put the opponent to dodge here, I'll see, I'm gonna get attack decay real quick. See, they're able to dodge it right here. So that's why you can only do 2 loops when you hit them from the first time, because the moment you get attack decay, you're not fast enough to combo into down tilt. We have down tilt. Down tilt is one of your greatest combo moves. It's also your only armor breaker, so it's pretty good for trying to deal with armored moves. It is one of your strongest edge guarding tools because it has a lot of base stun, as you can see. It takes a while for them to be able to dodge. So if you hit a down air or a down tilt when they're on the ledge, you can actually down tilt, dodge downwards, and true combo into a forward air, and do a very easy kill setup that I've named off the walls, where you down tilt them, punch them into the wall, grab them, and throw them downwards. Up tilt. Up tilt is one of Superman's best anti-airs. It is a fully armored move that lets you usually get a confirm by rushing up into a forward air or into a down air. With attack decay, you're usually not gonna get a lot, but you usually have the ability to always get a guaranteed hit confirm when hitting this move. if it's unstalled. So, very good combo option for Superman. Let's go into the aerials. Neutral air. This move is probably Superman's best aerial. This is an extremely good move, because when used with the speed you gain from using the dodge cancel tech, you're able to carry the opponent extremely far and finish them off in the blast zone. I've killed people as early as 10% using the dodge cancel glitch. By itself, it's also a pretty good move just to extend good damage. It's also your most active move, so you're able to land with it. Over there, this move is your spacing move when you're trying to land. This is big enough to outrange Task Tornado, so it is another reason why we do really well into the Task matchup. Every time you hit it, you can always hit confirm into dash jab. So no matter what, you're able to hit confirm, dash jab from this. Same with downer. Moving on to the downer, I think downer is, it's not an amazing move. It's okay. There are better downers. It does what it's supposed to do, which is spike the opponent downwards to enable more combos. And for edge guarding specifically, I usually don't want to go for it because it's kind of slow. I prefer going for the forward air into the wall. Going for kill setup instead of trying to hit the downer. But if the opponent is at very high percents and you have a guaranteed downer, it's not a bad option to go for. Up air, it's a very okay move. It has some kill power when you charge it fully, which you can confirm off laser. It does pretty good damage. It is a guaranteed follow-up after up tilt, based on DI of course. And one interesting thing with up air is by charging up air, you can stall yourself very long. So Superman has a crazy good recovery. So if I use all of my options here, now normally you wouldn't really be able to make it back. You would like barely die. And if you're even further out, and you know, there's no way you're getting back here. You're just dead. But if you're using charge up air here, you're able to get back with ease. So it's a really good recovery option for when you're trying to gain some extra time and height to mix up your recovery. Moving on to the specials, we have rounded recovery. This move is, if you pardon my French, this move is really bad. You should probably never use this move. It is not something you usually want to hit. It doesn't combo into itself. It gives very mediocre damage on hit. Like, smash itself only gives what? 4 damage when staled. Unstaled, the move gives 6 damage, which is way less than a forward air. It can be hit, and you even lose armor when falling, so any opponent can just hit you with any move while you're falling down here, and you can be punished. And sure, you can, you know, jump cancel it to gain some height, I guess, but you also just can jump instead. Moving on to the other grounded one, we have Zoom Punch. This move is decent. It's a okay hit confirm, but it's usually not something that I would try to aim for. It has some okay kill power at higher percentages where you can kill the opponent pretty early. You manage to connect it. But specifically, I am not really that big a fan of Zoom Punch, but it has its uses.
A strong man from the start. stars against a child.
Okay, Arya.
How is this fair?
We have grounded laser. This move specifically is okay. It's good for when your opponent is going to be landing on top of you and you think they're gonna break your armor. You're able to leave a hitbox on the ground that will trade with them if they're going to be trading with your armor. But other than that, the move isn't really good on stages without platforms. But if you're on a platform stage, there is a interesting bug, probably. Might be a bug, might be intended. But if you stand at the edge of the platform and you use it, you will gain a lot more distance. So as you can see here, the laser covers the entire screen down below. But if I'm only jumping, it only covers about half. And this works on any platform if you're using the laser on the corner. So on platform stages, it becomes a lot more valuable. It's definitely the best on tree fort, as you're able to cover the entire bottom platform. But just for normal grounded stages, I wouldn't really say grounded down special is that great. It's an okay move, but there are better options for you to use in neutral. Ice Breath, neutral special. This move is very slept on, in my opinion, by most people who look at Superman. Just because people usually don't run Break the Ice. So what Break the Ice actually does is Superman deals additional damage to fighters debuffed by ice. The additional damage scales with stacks of ice. What this means is that because it scales with damage, you do more damage and more knockback when the opponent is frozen. So you see there, she was at what, 13? She didn't die. Even at 20, she doesn't die. But if she is frozen to full, you can kill Arya off the top here. Oh, she actually DI'd to survive. On DI, in or out, she should live, but other than that, she should be dying.
What do we say to the many-faced god?
Oh, I hate that bug. But Ice Breath specifically is very good. You're able to stall a long time with it. You can freeze almost every projectile in the entire game, turn them into ice chunks that you can throw back at the opponents. You're able to freeze your teammates' fists if you're playing 2v2s. And when an ally has frozen stacks on their fists, you're able to make it so that their attacks apply 3 stacks of ice when you hit them. But to show a damage difference, I'm going to pick 2 Aryas, put both of them at 10. I'm going to freeze this Arya until 12. And then do a punch. It's 19. And then if I freeze her, so she goes to 12 HP. And then we wait for the ice stacks to go away. Then I'm gonna reset the staling on my jab and punch her. It does 80. So you add damage with every stacks of ice. And it's not, you know, a massive difference when you have the stacks of ice. But for longer combos where you get multiple hits, it applies a lot more damage. Where you can stack up damage extremely quickly if you have the ice buff. You also just get bonus knockback, which is really good. You're able to get earlier kills with grabs, up smashes, or forward airs when you really shouldn't be able to get that kill normally because they had like 6 or 7 extra stacks of ice. Moving on to aerial special moves. We have aerial neutral special. This is just like the normal neutral special. This is the one you normally should be using instead of the grounded one, because you're able to fast follow with it and just have very low end lag and apply a wall of annoyance when you're playing versus characters that use a lot of projectiles. We have Grounded Side Special. This move is pretty decent. This is a really good recovery tool. Allows you to build pressure when you get someone with it. And you're also able to hit confirm most moves from it. And if you manage to hit it on an offstage opponent, you're able to carry them offstage pretty far and might get some really early cheesy kills. We have Grounded Down Special. This is one of Superman's best moves, just with the fact that you're able to get so many hit confirms and combos from it. It's definitely our strongest combo starter.
A strong man from the stars against a child. How is this fair?
And now we're gonna move over to the one move that everybody knows, the grounded or the aerial command grab, which is up and special. This move is unbelievably good. It can set up for dodge reads, it can set up for kills, it can set up for edge guard situations, and if you're able to hit it on an off-stage opponent, they usually won't be making it back. Now the bot is kinda hard to deal with because you're not able to set up where you want them to stand in the training mode currently, but if you get an opponent with the grab, if they're standing on the ledge right here, a normal character that isn't a tank will usually die from 50 if you throw them downwards. No, she DI'd. It's kind of weird too. I wish I could move the bot. It would make showing things like this very easy, but it doesn't. But you're just gonna have to trust me on this, that the move usually kills at around 50 to 60 if you throw them downwards, if you hit them on stage, and if you hit the forward air into the grab down here, you can kill them as early as 10 to 15%. Extremely strong kill option. One of our absolute best specials, and I definitely think this move needs a nerf. Now we're going to go over some of the perks that I would recommend on Superman and why I feel that they should be run over other perks. This is specifically mostly for 2v2, but they work just as well in 1v1s. So for the signature perk, I always recommend everybody to always pick Break the Ice. The reason why Break the Ice is the go-to option is Break the Ice is the most consistent value out of Superman. Flaming Re-Entry is a buff to one of Superman's worst moves, in my opinion. I think I've used this move like 3 times, and most of them are unintentional. The move is a jump up in the air with super armor, but it only has 1 hit of armor, so you will get hit when you do it, and then they can hit you or grab you while you're falling down. And the only thing it gives you is a fireball on the ground that does minuscule damage, which can also be frozen by other Supermans. Zoom Punch is the second, or Sniper Punch is the second best choice, due to it increasing both the distance and the damage at max range for Sniper Punch. But Sniper Punch is not really that good of a move. Like, in ones, this is probably better, but for twos, you are going to be using a lot of other moves in your neutral game over Sniper Punch. And the reason why Break the Ice is really good, because compared with the Ice perk, this will give your laser more damage after you hit confirm from it. And laser is one of our strongest combo starters. So we're also going to add fire, because they had a buff for Superman this patch, which made it so that laser will proc both ice and fire. To round out the perk selection, we run Aerial Acrobat, because Superman is very, very quickly on the ground, or very, very quick on the ground, due to wave dashing, but his aerial movement could use a little buff. So we run Aerial Acrobat to make up for that deficit. And this is usually my go-to perk selection with any team. Ice Break the Ice is also just way stronger if you have a teammate that has the ability to apply ice stacks, either by shooting their own projectiles or by you freezing their fists with ice breath. So this is the most consistent perk selection and what I would recommend that you run in most scenarios. You could obviously swap out fire for some situational perks, like Toon Elasticity if you're playing on Scooby's Mansion, or for example you could run School Me Once if you're fighting a very projectile heavy comp. But these are usually my go-to selections for perks, and they've been working very well. Now, after we've gone over the perk selection, I would like to talk a little bit about Superman's combo game. So, Superman is not going to be doing a lot of damage. You're going to be mostly focusing on trying to do early kills while having a teammate in 2v2s that does good damage by themselves, and you finish off the stocks. But this does not mean Superman does not have good combos. Your strongest combo starter is going to be Laser. Anytime you hit Laser, you will always get a hit confirm. But it will be absolute best if you hit it at close range, because it enables you to go into your ground loops. So that ground loop specifically, where you do forward tilt into down tilt, it only is true if you hit the opponent with the forward tilt when they're in the air. Because if you do it on a grounded opponent, they're able to dodge. And because Laser gives you the ability to combo into down air and have them airborne, it enables this combo to be true. At higher percentages, where you're not able to do the loop, because it only works at lower percentages, you can also add in a forward air into either a forward tilt into a jab, or just a forward air into a jab, but you have to dash cancel it. This is usually a very guaranteed hit confirm for Superman. And even at max range, Laser will always give you a hit confirm. And you can usually guarantee a kill at about 80 to 90, following either Laser into up air or Laser into command grab. We also have one more hit confirm which you can do if you hit the aerial side special or forward tilt, where you can combo into zoom punch. And because this combo works on grounded opponents, like this is also the second reason why I don't want to run Sniper Punch. Because if I run Sniper Punch, this hit confirm is weaker due to it hitting closer rather than further from the Sniper Punch. For some easier combos, for people who struggle a bit more, it's very easy to connect a neutral aerial after a laser to always secure a hit. But the go-to damage should always be this. But Superman in general has a pretty decent combo game. Laser is your best combo starter on the ground. If you do not hit the laser combo starter, you always have access to either jab into the multi-hit. And I wouldn't usually go for the follow-up after the multi-hit jab, because it's usually more worth to see if they try to dodge cancel, wave dash after them, and then try to hit them with an up tilt. Because up tilt gives you access to dodge up. Dodge up is one of Superman's fastest combo extenders. Now, on to the next part of the guide, we are going to go over the concept of wave dashing. So, Superman has access to probably the strongest wave dash in the game. Every character has the ability to wave dash, but Superman is by far the best due to his long dodge distance. As you can see, his dodge distance is very long. But you have the blockage of that you can't dodge too quickly. There's a gap between all of them. So what a wave dash is that you would jump and then dodge diagonally downwards. If you do this quickly, you can get past the dodge timer and move at very rapid speeds by playing Superman. Character is very fast on the ground. And all of these can be transitioned into aerial moves or grounded moves. So this is a very fast approach option for Superman. You even have the ability to Wavedash full screen away and catch up to a Velma before she's able to do Megaphone fully before the hitbox comes out. And it's a very good movement tool for Superman. You just have to be careful as it does drain your dodge meter very quickly when wave dashing. So you should mostly use it to close gaps or catch up to follow-ups in 2v2, but it should not be your main form of movement. For that, I would recommend fast fall jumping. Or just normal jump dashes. One, two, three. Wrong fucking button. 1, 2. Now that you have learned how to do the wave dash, I am now going to be going over the speed tech that I have found for Superman. So the speed tech is pretty interesting. So it is related to Superman's unique form of dash, just how his dash is very different from other characters. You can do this off many different variations. You can do it from an attack cancel, where you dodge a move like this. You can do it off a wave dash, where you dash off the platform. And the basic idea of it is, if you're on a platform or at the edge of the stage, when you dash off, you see Superman, he kinda drops down very quickly here, right? See, this is a normal dash off, and this is a ledge cancel dash off. There's a slight difference in when he falls, and you see the airlines going downwards. If you jump cancel when those airlines pop up, you'll gain speed boost, you see? You'll jump out very far, way further than you normally would. Like, this is a normal jump out, this is a dash jump out, and this is a... There you go. You see, you go very, very different. So the tech with this is basically that you can get really fast burst movements that can be combined with either neutral air for a very quick kill option to carry people with the speed from the dash jump. Like, you see, you can, if you hit them with like a forward air, you send them out, you do the tech, you can carry them all the way to the blast zone before the move finishes. And this works both on platforms and on ledges. So this is something you should be practicing to get down. I'm not fully consistent on them yet, but you can also pick if you want to go really high, or if you just want to try to gain the speed, or if you want to get speed and go very low. There's multiple variations of doing this, but if you go too fast, you might end up killing yourself. So comes a lot with practice. And I use this tech very often, especially after a follow-up from forward air. Because if you get a forward air and then you dodge cancel out, you get to go for really, really crazy early kills. I have clips on my Twitch of killing people at 10 to 20% by just hitting them with a forward air and then doing the speed tech, the cancel into an air. And why this works, basically, is because you're doing either a wave dash or, you know, an attack cancel into a ledge cancel, and then after the ledge cancel, you're jump canceling the ledge cancel. So you're basically doing 3 cancels back to back to back, stacking multiple speed boosts to give yourselves crazy speed, as you can see. And this enables multiple true combos to work when they really, really shouldn't. And this is not tied to any of the perks. Like, if I was perkless here, this would still be working. And I don't even know if this is only for Superman, because I don't play generally that many other characters, but this is also something for other characters. If they look at this guide to lab, try to get down and see if this is a universal tech. But that's basically the speed tech that I've been using on Superman. Basically combining multiple different cancels to gain speed, to make combos true when normally you wouldn't be able to reach. Now, to go over some of the strategies you're going to be playing with as Superman when you're playing in the 2v2 matchup scenario. Based on your team and what your team or what team you're fighting against, your matchup and gameplay should be different, but the general game plan for Superman is you want to be a front heavy, scary, chasing down the opponents with your fast ground speed. You can also zone out projectiles if they're trying to harass you and your teammate with ice breath. If you hit a full screen laser, you should always try to extend pressure. And anytime you can, if your opponent hits them towards you, you can try to follow up with Nair, as it takes a long time for this move to finish and gives your teammate time to follow up after your own attack. And when the opponent is at kill percent, anytime your opponent sends them upwards... Now, build some damage real quick. Anytime your opponent sends them upwards, it's the same follow-up as you get from a laser. You either try to hit a charge move, or you try to hit a command grab for a kill finisher. Superman is really, really good at finishing off stocks very quickly. As for the 1v1 aspect of the game, I do feel that Superman is not a bad 1v1's character, but I do feel he is a bit lacking compared to some of the higher tier 1v1 characters like Batman and Harley. Superman also struggles a lot versus Jake and Finn due to their high mobility speed and low end lag on moves. In these scenarios, you should be trying to apply even just 1 or 2 stacks of Ice Breath, if you're able to slow the opponent down and increase your combo damage. Up tilt is a great move to stop people from trying to approach you. A lot of people struggle with Shaggy side B, where he does the little dash kick. Up tilt is able to beat that out every time, unless it's the empowered Shaggy kick. You also have the ability to freeze a lot of the problem projectiles, such as the big Shaggy sandwich and Bug's rocket, to give you some more space to breathe. You can also try to force people to either approach or return backwards by using lasers on ground and on platforms. But in the 1v1 scenario, you should be using your high jump and dash speed to try to pressure situations and try to get them to high percentages where you can try to go for a kill if you get a dodge read.
Oh man, I'm like still here.
So in theory, Superman is not a bad character, but he does struggle a lot versus the higher tier characters due to them just being too fast to deal with or their projectiles not being able to be handled by Ice Breath. Batman, for example, you cannot freeze his Batarang. It will just continue moving like normally and it will hit you. So that specific matchup is very hard. Now, for some weaknesses that I think Superman has, I think Superman is not really that great on the damage department itself. When you're usually playing 2v2, you will be averaging about 150 to maybe 250 damage as at high level, which is considerably lower than what some other characters will usually put out. Rain Dogs usually average around the 400 damage range in a long drawn out game. But what Superman also kind of struggles with is playing neutrals, specifically in the 1v1 scenario. In 2v2s, you have a teammate to help you out, which means that the character's flaws start going away and you don't really have to focus on them. You can use your high speed and your tankiness to tank out stocks and your explosive power with neutral air, following a speed tech I'm going to show later in this guide, or just command throws, follow-ups from your opponent, your allies' hits, to close out stocks very quickly. The average stat screen that you should be looking at for Superman is about 2 to 4 kills per game with about 150 to 200, 250 damage. You're usually supposed to be the stock tank who kills opponents very early or kill confirms the opponents, but you don't really have to worry that much about doing crazy amounts of damage. You usually want to pair Superman with a teammate that applies the damage and lets him finish them off. Great teammates for Superman, specifically for 2v2. My recommendations are usually Iron Giant, Finn, Tom and Jerry, and Rain Dog. Batman is also a very good choice, but it's a bit harder. The easier recommendations to do well with is going to be Iron Giant and Finn, having both of their recoveries be spin moves that hit the opponents for a long time and give you great opportunities to follow up with your own recovery. Now, for some strength that Superman has. This character is very, 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 very fast. This character has some of the highest move speed and burst potential due to his extremely high double jump. Followed with the speed tech you're able to do, where you do a ledge cancel off a platform, you can gain some insane speed on this character. As you can see, insane levels of speed using the speed tech.
Superman, remember me.
This character also has insane kill potential. You can easily kill an opponent off of 10 hits, like 10 damage, by hitting them into the wall with a forward air into a command grab. You also have, with the ice perk, you have the ability to kill characters extremely early. So if you manage to get someone fully frozen, you can kill them stupid early.
A strong man from the stars against a child. How is this fair?
You also have probably some of the best edge guarding game in the entire game due to Nair having so many active frames and just the fear of over there being a strong kill option. Same with man grab. You can stall a lot with Superman, so you're able to be out there and pressure the opponents when you've knocked them off stage for a long time. And moving on to the final point of the guide, which is neutral game. What should you actually be doing when you're playing Superman? It's different based off if you're playing 2v2s or 1v1s. In a 2v2 scenario, you're usually wanting to be the frontline tank, apply pressure, make it so that characters that have projectiles don't get to play, try to get some early cheesy kills by getting a dodge read or a laser hit. And you want to really work with your teammate to try to get extenders off of their hits as often as you can. And if they're able to knock the opponent off stage and you get a grab, and you can kill them extremely early. Your job is to take stocks, your job is to not die and to handle projectiles so your teammates are able to play more freely. In a 1v1 scenario, your character is slightly weaker in 2v2s because we do have okay end lag on some of our moves. And some characters are able to just run us down and power through our armor moves. But in those situations, you want to try to slow them down with even just 1 or 2 stacks of ice. They move extremely slowly when they're iced. And try to just play around with the neutral. You can space with forward air, trying to play the range game, try to hit lasers, just be annoying, trying to make them come to you instead of trying to run them down. And once they start realizing that they're not able to catch up to you, that's when you whip out your explosive Wavedash movement and, go in their face, make them afraid. Catch them not being ready for the tech where you do ledge cancels and hit them with a quick finishing move. Superman is a lot of the surprise factor in 1v1s, but he's definitely not a horrible character for 1v1s, but I do definitely think his strengths lie in the 2v2 aspect, where he can have a teammate to cover for his flaws in the character. That's going to be the end of my Superman guide. I went over all of the different moves that Superman has. We went over how to play neutral and what your goals are in the different game modes you're playing. And I also went and explained the concept of edge boosting, the speed tech that I have found for Superman that I've started using in my matches. If you have any follow-up questions regarding this guide or something that you didn't quite understand, feel free to leave a comment down below. And you can also be able to find me on my socials. I'll be linking my Twitter, my Discord, and my Twitch down in the description. I'm going to be trying to stream as much as I can on Multiversus, so you're always welcome in my Twitch stream to ask any follow-up questions or just come vibe with some Superman. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you learned something about Superman.